What was one of the best ideas that came out of the amazing almost? What was one of the best things that you'd be like, look what we've done out of big because we've implemented this thing. Look what has happened as a result of this.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. You look at the adult Happy Meal that we did 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago,
Hmm.
came out of somebody. So it started with a tweet. Someone had tweeted, one day you wake up and you don't even realize you had your first Happy Meal, right? And there's this little kid inside you that kind of goes, "Oh, when did that happen?" That was in a tweet, and that tweet kind of blew up. And so somebody asked, like, "Well, what's behind that tweet?" And it was like almost 2 years that question sat around with nobody, everyone kind of kicking it, but not really bringing it to life. And then finally we said, well, wait a minute. That whole reason we're struggling with that is we don't think we can bring a Happy Meal to an adult. Maybe we actually can. And so that's when we did the Cactus Plant Flea Market Happy Meal and spent the time saying, well, wait a minute. And particularly, I think about it, it's like 22 that we did that. So you're coming out of COVID. People are still looking for some aspect of joy in their lives, et cetera, right? Like, that's what McDonald's is. So how do we just take a moment and kind of go, let's do that. Let's create that little kid inside of you and give you a moment to celebrate it. And then we spent some time with Cynthia Liu and Cactus Plant and said, that's the brief. How would you bring it to life?
Right.
Little known secret, all of this work we've done about bringing, everyone talks about nostalgia, bringing, Grimace back and the Hamburger back. Here's a little known secret. That was Cynthia's idea. It happened when we did the Happy Meal because we don't work with people unless they have their own relationship with the brand. So when I was working with the company, when we would develop collaborations, our first conversations, whether it was a celebrity or not, was like, tell us about your relationship with McDonald's. So when we were talking to Cactus Plant, we gave them the brief on, like, let's make this meal. It was her that came back and said, I got my little buddy, Cactus Buddy. He represents me, and I used to hang out at McDonald's after school with my friends. He doesn't have any friends. I'm going to take the McDonaldland characters and create a friend group for him.
Mm-hmm.
That created that connection that started to roll that we then just continued to play with. So, that's all through collaboration and asking the right question and asking what if. And think about it. Can you imagine these guys pitching we're going to do a Happy Meal for adults. And oh, by the way, it's the same meal. It's the same Big Mac meal and chicken nugget meal you can get in a combo meal today. But we're going to put these little figurines in there and upcharge it.
As an agency owner, me and Chad said,
right?
the agency owner inside of it is like, that is fucking brilliant, bro.
Right? And what did we do?
That's ballsy. I love it.
Do? We launched it. We sold out in 14 days. A 30-day promotion sells out 14 days with an average check of $21 at full margin versus an average check of $9. For what? Because we captured a little something inside that little kid in you because somebody said and wasn't afraid. And it's like, why haven't we done this? We keep asking about this tweet. So it's creating that kind of environment and willingness to roll with it. And then you got to create the story and get the story